ng clue, balance of power. And avoid abusive actions from different branches. So balikan ko ha, isang sentence, nandito na lahat guys. Ano ang Pilipinas? Republic. Ano ang ating democracy? Indirect democracy. Ano ang form ng ating government? Presidential form. Pag presidential form, anong ibig sabihin? Power ay equally divided. Ano ang three branches? Executive, legislative, and judicial. Bakit equally divided siya? Para magkaroon ng balance of power. So yan lahat guys ang related sa Philippine government, gisummarize na siya in advance. Now, per branch, may kanya-kanyang trabaho. Ang legislative, sila yung ating law-making body. In short guys, ang legislative, dito na belong ang ating Congress, and then yung ating Congress gidivide into two, kasi bicameral tayo, meron tayong upper house na Senate, and lower house na House of Representatives. So pag makabasa kayo na Senate, House of Representatives, bicameralism, Congress, saan yan na belong? Legislative, ang law-making body. Kaya guys, careful sa pag-vote ng mga senators and ng mga congressman. Kasi yung job nila guys, pagdating sa Congress, tagagawa ng batas. Alangan naman i-vote mo yung walang alam sa batas. So dapat yung alam ang batas para may ma-contribute na bagong law. Next, sa executive, hindi sila ang tagagawa ng batas. From the word execute, sila yung naga-implement ng batas. So pag executive, the law implementing body. Dito na belong guys ang ating president at ang kanyang mga gabinete. So again, legislative, law-making body. Executive, law implementing body. Careful ha, because lahat law na una, na-change lang kung ano yung ang role. And ang pinakalas, judicial, sila yung law interpreting body. Ang nabelong sa judiciary guys, ang ating Chief Justice and ang mga associates niya. So, sila ang nag-interpret kung constitutional or unconstitutional ba ang isang batas or okay ba yung ginawa mo, guilty ka ba or not guilty. Sa kanila yan, mabelong. So, balikan ko. Pag legislative, focus kay may questions later. Sila ang lawmaking body, Congress, bicameral, House of Rep, Senate. Pag executive, law implementing, President, and iyang gabinete. Judicial, law interpreting, Chief Justice, mga associates niya. Now, question. May mga pagkakataon ba na since si President nasa executive, mas mataas siya compared sa legislative? Answer guys, wala. Balance lahat ang nandito na mga branches because meron tayo, highlight guys, dagdag design outs, check and balance. So para maiwasan ang isang branch na mag-overpower sa isa pang branch, meron tayong check and balance. So sa check and balance, dito natin makikita guys hanggang saan lang ang role ng isang senator. Hanggang saan lang ang role ng president. Hanggang saan lang ang pwedeng pakialaman ng ating judiciary. So para maiwasan na may mag-overpower na mga branches, meron tayo dagdag, check and balance. So, gina-check yan sila basi nag-overpower na DI. So, again, check and balance. Wala sa handouts, check and balance. Now, before we proceed sa naka-table dyan sa handouts, I'll give you sample board exam question. And let's see kung may alam na ba kayo guys konti sa Constitution. Ito. Who has the authority to declare the existence of war in the Philippines? Again, who has the authority to declare the existence of war in the Philippines? A, President. B, Senate President. C, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Or D, the Congress of the Philippines. Sige daw guys, feeling ninyo, sino ang may authority mag-declare ng existence ng war? A, B, C, or D? May nag-A, may nag-D. Maglalist dyan mo ron sa President or Congress. Pero ang basis dito guys sa ang Philippine Constitution. Sige. In 3, 2, 1. Ang may authority to declare the existence of war, of course, not the Senate President and not the Chief Justice. Ang may authority to declare kung war na ba or hindi, ang answer, not the President, the Congress of the Philippines. Guys, idagdag sa handouts ha, maraming nagkamali. Ang may karapatang mag-declare ng existence of war, ang Congress, announcement ang President. So in short guys, ang Congress natin, sila yung mag-check, ay, state of war na ba ni? Ganito na ba tayo? Kailangan na ba ganito, ganito, ganito? So again, hindi si President, but ang Congress. So again, according to the 1987 Constitution, ang may karapatang mag-declare ng existence of war, not the President, but the Congress. Kaya nga medyo weird yun guys kay Marcos kasi parliamentary yun siya. Isa lang ang executive and legislative. So siya yung nag-declare ng martial law. So again ha, answer guys. Answer guys, we have Congress. Next, another question na I believe marami ding magkakamali. Who is the President of the Philippines swore to protect? Congress, people, Constitution, Supreme Court. Sige daw. Again ha, idagdag sa handouts, ang may karapatang mag-declare ng war, Congress. Ma'am, bakit hindi Senate President? Si Senate President, part lang siya sa upper house. When we say Congress, it's both the upper and the lower house. Sige daw, sa second question, who is the President of the Philippines sworn to protect? The Congress, the people, the Constitution, or the Supreme Court? If nag-ano mo guys, if nag-watch kayong mga inauguration sa Philippine presidents, makita na daw pag mag-speak na sila. Manumpa man na sila. Dinasle ka ng ginapanumpa tapos sabihin nila doon silang i-protect. Ang i-protect guys ng ating president, dagdag in 3, 2, 1. Hindi ang people. Ang i-protect ang Constitution. And then you will say, ma'am, dapat ako yung i-protect. Char. Guys, remember kanina sa PTGS, element tayo ng state and we are part of the Constitution. That means, guys, pag i-protect ni President ang Constitution, technically, we are also protected. Because under sa Constitution, we are the citizens of the Philippines. So again, ang i-protect ni President ang ating Constitution. So balikan ko, guys. Again, balikan ko. Pwede bang may lamang pa na branch sa isang branch? Answer, wala. Because meron silang check and balance. Check and balance. Sige. Now, tingnan na guys ang table dyan sa handouts because nag-insert ako dyan ng mga sample board exam questions. I think 3 ata dyan. Sige. Puntahan muna ang table. Sige, table tayo ha. Si executive, siya ang law implementing body. Again ha, na-discuss kanina. Pag executive, siya yung law implementing body. So, ang primary powers niya, mag-enforce ng law, mag-conduct ng foreign policy, and commander-in-chief. That means, guys, sa Philippines, kung sino yung president, automatically considered siya as our commander-in-chief. Kasi, guys, under the 1987 Philippine Constitution, ang commander-in-chief dapat hindi sundalo, dapat civilian. And ang ating president considered as a civilian. So, again, kung sino yung commander-in-chief, siya yung president. So, ngayon, ang commander-in-chief ng Pilipinas, si BBM. Ang members na nandito sa executive, sabi ko kanina, si President at kanyang mga gabinete, including the Vice President. So, executive, si BBM. Pero guys, ang i-focus ninyo, aside sa member, magamit man ni later, ang example sa check and balance. Nasa table ha. Under sa executive, sa kanila yung can-veto bills passed by Congress. Ma'am, ano pala yung check and balance? Remember class, sabi ko kanina, dapat walang mag-overpower na department or walang mag-overpower na branch. So para walang mag-overpower na branch, dapat gina-check sila. So example, sa executive na department, ang kanilang executive check mag-veto ng bill. That means, ang ating Congress na tagagawa ng batas, hindi automatically pag nagawa nila yan siya, pasado na siya. Kasi kailangan pa yan siya i-submit. And pag i-submit yan siya kay President, pwede yang ibalik ng President sa Congress kung hindi pasado sa kanya. Ang tawag dyan, guys, pag ibalik ang bill sa Congress, veto. So, ang President, ang executive na part, may karapatang ibalik sa Congress ang batas, i-veto ang bill sa Congress. Ma'am, bakit bill siya? Before maging law yan siya, guys, bill muna yan siya. One sign na yan siya ni President, magiging batas yan siya. Another, pag i-veto yan ni President, tapos 2/3 ng Congress nag-vote na okay ang batas, pwede siya maging batas. So marami yang mga reasons para maging law ang isang bill. Pero pang major naman good na. Dito lang tayo guys sa Gen Ed, pag executive check, veto bill. Again, pag executive check, veto bill. Pwedeng ibalik sa Congress ang batas. Next, pag legislative, siya ang law-making body. Dito na belong guys ang ating Congress. So ang job ng legislative, mag-make ng batas, muna tawag vote ang senator, mag-approve ng budget, kanina sa ating question, mag-declare ng war, and mag-approve ng martial law. And sa legislative department, dito na belong guys ang ating Congress na divided into 2 houses. Bicameralism. May upper house, may lower house. Ang head sa legislative, ang Senate President, nag-change na karon, diba? Kabalo lang mo, kinsa ni Puli. Ambot na lang, Jud. And tama guys, pakidagdag sa handouts, si Senate President ang 3rd highest position. Ma'am, ano yung 3rd highest position? Di ba ang pinakauna si President? After President, si Vice President. After the Vice President, si Senate President. So if ever man guys, mamatay ang President, ang magiging next President si Vice President, and then ang next na Vice Presidente yung nasa Senate, kasi siya yung third na highest position. So again, pag i-question sa board exam, sino ang may 3rd highest position? Answer si Senate President. Ang senators may 24, ang House of Rep ay may approximately 300 mga congressman natin guys. Ma'am, na-stress ko ma'am, di ba every time mag-election, mag-vote lang ako ng 12 senators? Bakit po dito ma'am 24 senators? Ang nangyari kasi guys, every 3 years ang election. Pero ang isang senator, 6 years ang term niya. So imagine ha, 6 years ang term niya, pero tungaon og 3 years ang election, every 3 years. That means guys, pag mag-elect tayo ng senators every 3 years na election, 12 lang ang ating gina-elect kasi meron ng another 12 na incumbent hindi pa na-finish ang last 3 years nila. So in short, sa pag-elect ng senators, may mag-finish ng last 3 years at may mag-start ng first 3 years. Kaya 12 plus 12 ang total 24 senators. So may incumbent at may newly elected senators. Yan yun guys, kaya 24 ang senators. Now, sa legislative, ano yung legislative check nila? Ang sa kanila, sila yung maka-impeach. Can impeach the President and justices of the Supreme Court and confers judicial appointments. Pero guys, Gen Ed, i-remember, pag legislative check, i-remember lang impeachment. Again, pag legislative check, i-remember lang guys, impeachment. Pag judicial check, ang answer, judicial. Pag executive check, veto. Executive check, veto. Legislative check, impeachment. Later, maintindihan nyo guys bakit yan pinaremember ang mga checks. And ang pinaka-last, ang judicial, si law interpreting body. Interprets laws and mag-settle ng legal disputes. Medyo mabow down talaga tayo guys sa members ng judiciary kasi mga lawyers yan sila. Ilang taon yan sila guys na naging mga ng Supreme Court. So grabe mga bright na sa judicial. Ya, tildihon rag senator na dili lawyer. Ambot jud. Sige. Ang members ng judiciary. Ang head, Chief Justice, and 14 associate justices. And guys, i-clear ko ha, May na-question before sa board exam, ilan daw ang members ng judiciary? Ang answer ba naman 14? Again ha, 14 na associate justices plus isang chief justice. That means guys, ang member ng judicial, a total of 15 members. Again ha, sa judicial, 15 ang members. 15 ang members. Pero ang head, ang chief justice. Sige, ano yung check nila guys? Sa kanila na belong, if constitutional ba or unconstitutional ang isang ginawang batas or action. Declare something is unconstitutional, reviews actions by the executive and laws passed by the legislative. Pero ipa-remember ko guys, Gen Ed ha, unconstitutional. In short, tingnan muna ang projected image. Pag makabasa ng executive check, veto bills. Pag makabasa ng legislative check, impeachment. Pag makabasa ng judicial check, ang word, unconstitutional. Again, i-remember ha, executive check, veto bills. Legislative check, impeachment. Judicial check, unconstitutional. Kay para maansiran ang question sa baba. Pero before tayo guys mag-start sa question sa baba, isa pa ka board exam question. According to the legislative process in many jurisdictions, if the president does not act on a bill within a specified period, typically, how many days does it usually take for the bill to become law? So, di ba, bill siya before maging law. So, if ever hindi ma-sign ng president pero na-submit na doon sa executive na part, ilang days ang isang bill magiging law? 7, 90, 30, 60. Nasa Constitution ni guys, legislative na part na article. Sige daw, ilang days? Okay, very good guys. Mali yung makita nyo sa internet ha na 90 days. Answer ha, 30 days guys, hindi 90 days. Again, 30 days. Once submitted doon kay President sa executive, hindi na pirmahan ang isang bill, automatically magiging law yan siya. Again, magiging law yan siya guys. So, 3 ways siya. Una, magiging law ang isang bill pag masay ng President. Pangalawa, magiging law siya pag i-veto ng President pero 2/3 ang vote ng Congress, okay, then okay na yun siya. Next, pag 30 days hindi na sign, then magiging batas siya. Pero guys, wag mag-overthink, ha ma'am, di ba needed mag-signature ng President? Ang point is, pag 30 days hindi yan napansin ng President, then automatically maging law yun siya, ipirma na yun ng President. So siguro hindi niya pinansin, walang reaction si President, siguro okay na para sa kanya. Na late lang siguro siya inform or nagtinapulan. So again, balikan ko. Pag executive check, veto bill. Pag legislative check, impeachment. Pag judicial check, unconstitutional. Sige, mag-try ta guys ha, og isa ka question. Nasa handouts ito. In the principle of check and balance, an example of legislative check on the judiciary is blank. May technique ito siya guys. Ang una is, tingnan ninyo ano yung katabi ng check. Ang nakasulat guys, legislative check. So balik sa table. Legislative ay impeachment. Sige. So legislative check, impeachment. Tapos on the judiciary. Sino ang nasa judiciary? Ang president, ang Congress, or ang Chief Justice? Di ba ang nasa judiciary ang Chief Justice? So in short, pag legislative check, impeachment. Sino ang i-impeach? Ang nasa judiciary. Sino ang nasa judiciary? Ang Chief Justice. Ana lang siya kadali guys. So ang technique lang, tingnan talaga ano yung katabi ng check. Doon ka mag-start. And then pag makita mo na yung katabi ng check, tingnan mo na kung kinsay gi-check. Ang executive ba? Ang legislative ba? Or ang judiciary ba? Okay. Sige. Legislative check on the judiciary. May mga nag-answer na. Guys, mali ang letter A. Huh? May legislative man ma'am o. Ang word guys, unconstitutional. So ibig sabihin, ang letter A, since may word man na unconstitutional, this is judicial check tapos legislative man on the legislative. Ang hinahanap natin, guys, legislative check on the judiciary. Kaya nga, tingnan ano yung nasa check. So, ano na yung technique, guys? Pag makabasa kayo ng executive check, diretso sa option, pangita ang veto. Pag makabasa kayo ng legislative check, diretso sa option, pangita ang impeachment. Pag makabasa ng judicial check, option, diretso, unconstitutional. Pangitaan na lang kung kinsay gi-check. Executive ba? Legislative ba? Judiciary ba? Executive, President. Legislative, Congress. Judiciary, Chief Justice. Pero dito, guys, legislative check. Tama ba ang impeachment? Yes. On the judiciary, tama ba na ang nasa judiciary ang Chief Justice? Yes. That means palakpak sa nag-answer og letter B. Again, answer for this ay letter B. Very good. Dali na makuha, di ba? Next, before mag-proceed sa number 2, tingnan ang letter C. Presidential veto on congressional law. Again, ang letter C. Presidential veto on congressional law. Veto. Veto man, guys. So, executive check. Congressman, legislative. So, ang letter C, executive check kay veto on the Legislative Congress. Next, letter D. Impeachment of the President. Di ba pag impeachment, legislative. President, saan na belong? Executive. So, ang letter D, legislative check on the executive. That means, guys, hindi ka talaga makakasagot dyan kung dili ni mo ni familiarize. Pag executive check, veto. Legislative check, impeachment. Judicial check, unconstitutional. Now, itry nyo daw, guys, ang number 2. Hanapin ninyo ha, judiciary check on the executive. Nilagyan ko ng clue. Judiciary check on the executive. Kaya naman, guys, ang medyo OA. Later, kay chill na lang. Judiciary check on the executive. So, hanapin agad sa option. Pag judiciary, unsa na word akong pangitaon? Ang veto, ang impeachment, or ang unconstitutional na word. Tapos executive, kinsay na adri si President, si Congress ba, or ang Chief Justice ba? So ganyan lang, guys, pag magsagot ng ganitong questions. Sige daw. For number 2, pakisend daw sa inyong answers. For number 2, ready? In 3, 2, 1. Uy, dahil nakatama. Guys, since ang nakasulat, judiciary check, automatically, mali na talaga ang delta. Kasi ang word na impeachment, under yan sa legislative check. Mali rin ang letter A, guys. So, nasa Bravo at Charlie lang tayo. Both my word na unconstitutional. Pero ang i-check, executive. Sino ang nasa executive? Si President or kaning word na legislative? Di ba ang nasa executive si President? Very good. So, answer, Bravo. Nakuha siya, guys. Goods na. Hinay-hinay. Nakuha na siya, di ba? Sige daw. Try isa pa. Number 3. In the principle of check and balance, an example of legislature or legislative check on the executive is. Sige daw, be. Sa number 3. Sa post-test niyo, guys, marag na ay 3 ka questions about ani or 4. Basta something ana. Tomorrow, nag-guna ko ihatag sa staff para makarelax mo karong gabi. Ay, ka-stress. Chill lang, guys. Chill. Kasi pag stress kayo masyado na. Samot, wala dyan magawa sa inyong brain. Relax po. Pero not to the point na, sige na po gagkatulog. Sige, dabi, number 3. 3, 2, 1. Uy, bright niyo eh. Sige. Legislature check on the executive. In short, guys, ang clue na legislature. So, legislative check. So, unsa man to, guys, pag legislative, hindi yun siya veto. Hindi yun unconstitutional. So, mali ang letter A kasi may word na unconstitutional. This is under judiciary check. Mali ang letter B kasi may word na veto. So, this is under executive check. So, pag legislature, di ba ang word impeachment? Very good. So, nasa C at D lang tayo. Pero ang gi-check guys, ang executive. Sino ang nasa executive? Ang Chief Justice or ang President? Ang nasa executive ay ang President. So very good, letter D. Palakpak daw guys, Be, kay mga tama halos lahat. Very good, congratulations. So guys, ma-practice pa ito siya na question sa post-test ninyo. May ganito pa na mga types ng question. Basta i-remember lang guys, pag executive check, veto. Pag legislative check, impeachment. Pag judicial check, unconstitutional. So guys ha, i-remember yun siya para hindi siya magkabaliktad. Then tingnan nyo na lang kung sino ang gi-check. Pag executive, of course, si President. Pag legislative, ang Congress, pwede Senate President, pwede House of Rep. Next, pag judiciary, yung 15 members, pero ang head, ang Chief Justice. So far, so good ta guys. Yun lang ang medyo OA na topic. Then after chill, ang sunod, then mag-stop tayo guys sa amnesty o pardon. Sige. Next topic. Bantay mo sa post-test ha. Passing score 37. Sige. Fundamental powers of the state. Ang state natin guys, or ang ating government, ang Philippines, meron siyang powers. Ang pinakauna, may power silang maglagay ng mga batas sa atin. Magbigay ng mga batas. Police power. Balik-balik na ang police. Baka sign na ito na police imong forever. The power of the state to clue and act laws or regulations in relation to persons and property for the promotion of public health, morals, safety, and another clue, general welfare. So again, pag may mga laws, may mga regulations, under yan sa police power to serve and protect. So may mga batas tayo sa Pilipinas because part yan sa power ng ating gobyerno, that's police power. Pero ang sikat guys sa board exam, the power of eminent domain. The right or property of the state to highlight, take private property for public use upon payment of another clue, just compensation. So ang point dito guys, pag eminent domain, I think familiar kayo guys, may mga bahay kasi na nakatayo near highway. And then usually guys, pag highway, malapit ang bahay ninyo, ang government nagkakaroon ng road widening project. So if ever man matamaan ang bahay mo sa road widening project, wala kang karapatan to say no sa government. Ang gagawin, sisirain ang bahay mo or magbibigay ng part ng lupa mo para maging kalsada. Pero guys, wag kang ma-worry kasi meron yan siyang bayad. It's called just compensation. Kung magkano yung bayad guys sa lupa, yun ang babayaran ng government. However guys, may na-talk ako na mga nagkaroon ng ganitong problem kasi sa highway man nagpuyo. So ang ending guys, okay daw ang just compensation pero napakatagal ibigay ng government and medyo mahaba yung process. So kung ako pa sa inyo, para hindi kayo maano dito guys sa eminent domain, so dapat wag kayong mag-build ng bahay malapit sa kalsada. Kasi gagamitin yan siya for public use. Or ayaw po kinang bukid kaayo guys kasi baka may train soon. So matamaan po ka pag nanay bukid or nanay train soon. So again, it's the power of eminent domain. And ang pinaka-last, kahit ayaw natin, we need to abide. Power of taxation. The power of the state to impose, clue, proportional charges. When we say proportional charges, kung magkano yung sweldo mo, then kukunan ka ng tax. Upon persons, hindi lang sa person, but even your property or rights for the use and support of the government and to enable it to discharge a legitimate function. Ang point guys, pag mag-discharge ng legitimate function ay pag hindi ka makabayad ng tax mo, then pwede kang makasuhan ng tax evasion. So bayad na lang. So again, powers of the state, pag may mga batas, police power. Pag kunin ang property mo for public use, eminent domain. May makukuha ka bang pera? Yes. Ano ang tawag? Just compensation. Next, ano yung proportional charges, guys? Answer, ang power of taxation, mga taxes. So guys, ayaw na pagpuyo near highway. Kay ang government, As in, grabe dyan ng mga projects, mga road widening na mga projects. And then ito, ma'am, what if? Nasa bundok ako, ma'am. Tapos, yung lupa ko, kinuha ng aming mayor kasi daw tatayuan niya ng resort niya. Ma'am, okay ba yun siya? Di, guys. Because pag eminent domain, dapat for public use. Alangan naman, for the mayor lang man to na resort. So again, dapat for public use, mga kalsada, mga tulay, mga train, ganyan. So that's eminent domain. And sunod, pabebe lang, forms of government. Ang forms ng government, guys, according siya sa number of persons in whom sovereignty resides. Ang point is, pag sovereignty, supreme power. So let's see, kung isa lang ang ruler, ano yung tawag sa governance? Pag maraming nag-rule, ano ang tawag sa government? So ang pinakauna, pag rule of one, that is monarchy, mga king and queen. It is a form of government in which the supreme and final authority resides in, clue, one person whose word is considered law. Example, guys, sa UK. So guys, ang monarchy may dalawang types. Una, absolute. Pag sinabi nating absolute na monarchy, in short, si king or queen lang talaga. Pero pag constitutional, may king and queen plus may mga prime minister. So again, pag rule of one. Rule of one, ano yan siya, guys? That is monarchy. Ma'am, monarchy ba ang Pilipinas, ma'am? Guys, wala tayong mga king and queen. Alangan naman, Princess Sarah, King BBM, King Bongbong. Medyo weird, guys, ha? So again, pag monarchy, rule of one. Usually, guys, Europe na area, mga king and queen. And medyo pangit, guys, kung may king and queen tayo, wala tayong mga palasyo dari, guys, public in Pilipinas. So again, UK, pag rule of one, monarchy. Pag si king or queen lang talaga, absolute. Pag may mga prime minister, constitutional monarchy. Pero pag rule of few, aristocracy. It is a government in which the political power belongs to the elite of the society who have the high social status, wealth, and political power of heredity nobility. Pero guys, i-summarize namin yan ha, kaya na-weird sa board exam na question. Pag rule of few, aristocracy. Pag rule of few rich, oligarchy. Now, i-clear natin guys. May question sa board exam before, ang question, rule of few, pero walang aristocracy. Since walang aristocracy, ang isagot na lang guys, oligarchy. Pero to be specific, pag rule of few, aristocracy. Pag rule of few, rich, oligarchy. Ito guys, na clues gi-based ni sa board exam questions. So again, pag rule of few, aristocracy. Pag rule of few, rich, oligarchy. Pero pag isa lang, monarchy. Pag rule of few, aristocracy. Pag rule of few rich, oligarchy. Pero sa Pilipinas, daghag leader, daghag bright, daghag abogado, democracy, the rule of many. It is a form of government in which the supreme political power is exercised by, highlight, majority of the people. And according to Abraham Lincoln, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Rule of one, monarchy. Rule of few, aristocracy. Rule of few rich, oligarchy. Rule of many, democracy. Pero ang democracy divided into two. Pag direct, if the people govern directly and immediately in an assembly. Pero guys, since direct siya, ikaw mismo ang mag-lead, pwede lang siya sa small areas. Pero ang Pilipinas, napakalaki ng Pilipinas, guys. So hindi tayo ang mag-rule, but meron tayong ginapik na representative through election. And that is, nasa intro kanina, indirect democracy. Kaya tayo isang republic. Republican tayo because we have representatives. If the people given through, highlight, chosen representatives, applicable sa maraming tao na area. So again, ang Pilipinas, democracy. But to be exact, indirect democracy. Pag rule of one, monarchy. Rule of few, aristocracy. Rule of few rich, oligarchy. Rule of many, democracy. Ano tayo na democracy? Indirect democracy. And pag i-question, what is the fundamental law of the land na dapat i-protect ng President? Answer, Constitution. So pag Constitution, guys, clue, gidako dyan na daraa, the fundamental law of the land. Without our Constitution, grabe kapangit sa Pilipinas, di po ta considered na state, by which the fundamental powers of the government are established, limited, and defined, and by which those powers are distributed among several departments for their more safe and useful exercise for the benefit of the body politics. Ang point is, if you're gonna read all the articles sa Constitution, ang focus doon, guys, nandoon, iba-iba, isa-isa jud ka-article ang executive, legislative, judicial. Plus, nandoon din, guys, kung ano lang ang sakop na Pilipinas when it comes to our territory. Nandoon din ang pang-education. Nandoon din ang pang-local government. In short, pag fundamental law of the land, kung si answer, Constitution. Fundamental law of the land, answer, Constitution. And isunod-sunod lang ang different constitutions. Remember, class, nag-start tayo kay best friend Aguinaldo sa kanyang Malolos Republic using Malolos Constitution, which approved for the establishment of Philippine Republic. Malolos Constitution. After that, dumating, guys, yung mga Americans later sa 1935, pero gi-insert muna sa Japanese-sponsored republic yung may puppet president na si Laurel. Next, ang Commonwealth plus ang Third Republic, ang gamit nila, guys, 1935 na Constitution. Ang chairman sa 1934 na CONCON kay si Claro M. Recto. 1934 pa yan siya, guys, because nagplano pa lang sila na i-change ang Constitution. Pero pag ma-ratify na yan ng mga people by 1935, kaya siya 1935 na Constitution. Pero ang i-focus natin, guys, yung atin later ngayon, 1987. Next, again, Malolos Aguinaldo First Republic. Japanese-sponsored republic, Mickey Mouse Money, puppet president, Laurel. Ang Commonwealth and Third Republic, 1935 ang gamit. Pero pagdating sa Fourth Republic, isa lang, parliamentary, Marcos Sr. Ang gamit niya, 1973 Constitution. Ang chairman sa CONCON, pang major maguni, guys, kay mga Constitutional Convention, Constitutional Assembly, pang major na siya, sumunod siya mga, ang kanyang mga CONCON, mga CONAS, mga ways niya siya paano ma-change ang Constitution. So, pwedeng ma-change ang Constitution. Kaya nag-change ta. So, pag ma-change yan ngayon, then another republic na naman. So, ang chairman dito, guys, si former President Carlos P. Garcia and si Diosdado Macapagal. Pero pag i-question sa board exam, stop. Ano ang Constitution natin ngayon sa Fifth Republic? Answer, 1987 Constitution. Kanino nag-start ang paggamit ng 1987 Constitution? Kay Corazon Aquino. Anong republic tayo ngayon, guys? Fifth. Ano ang gamit na Constitution? The same, 1987. Ang chairman sa 1986 na CONCON ay si Cecilia Muñoz Palma and ratified by the Filipino people pagka February 2, 1987. Kaya siya 1987 Constitution. And gi-approve ng Constitutional Commission. Ang point lang dito, guys, pag fundamental law of the land, ang answer, Constitution. So tapos na tayo sa mga departments, tapos na tayo, guys, sa Constitution. Ngayon naman, puntahan natin ang ating right to vote or ating right of suffrage. It is the right and obligation to vote in the election of the government officers and in the decision of public question submitted to the people. Ang thinking kasi ng iba, guys, pag right of suffrage, it's more on election lang. Pero guys, may mga times kasi na magpa-voting ang government. Example, pag i-change ang isa ka lugar, under din yan siya sa right natin of suffrage. Example, before, guys, ang Davao, ang Malita, kay part sa Davao del Sur. Pero di ba, ipa-vote ang mga people if lahi na ba sila? Sumahimo na silang Davao Occidental. So part pa rin yan siya dito sa right of suffrage. Now, if ever kolorum ka, bakit ka pa kolorum hanggang ngayon? Let's see kung pasado ka ba sa mga criteria. Who may exercise suffrage, the right to vote? Under the Constitution, Filipino citizens can exercise this right as long as they comply with the following requirements. Ask yourself right now, lagpas 18 years old ka na ba? Do not tell me 14 years old ka pa. So dapat magpa-register na, huwag maging kolorum. Ikaw sigyaw-yaw sa gobyerno, tapos ikaw kay kolorum, pagtarong sa imong kinabuhi. Next, you are not disqualified by the law. Okay ka ba mentally? Next, resident sa country for at least 1 year. Ilang years ka na dito sa Philippines, so exercise your right to vote. And if local election, at least 6 months, a resident of the place where they intend to vote for at least 6 months, immediately preceding the election. Now, example, ma'am, 1 year na ako sa Davao. So pwede ba ma'am na dito na lang ako sa Davao mag-vote? Kasi lagpas na ako 6 months. Question, nagpa-register ka ba na part ka na sa Davao? So dapat magpa-register ka. Kaya nga diba every election, maraming mga tao ang umuwi sa province kasi hindi registered kung saang city sila nag-work. And usually, mas okay magod sa province kaya mas maraming kwarta hinatag. Oh, kumusta? Kinsa man diri ang lugar nga dagko kay hinatagan. Kabayo na mo ana guys, mga kamang-kamang, you know. So diba? I-try do sa mga Filipino no na pag naimuhatag kwarta jud ta mga dawat tanan. Wala guro mahimo ang gobyerno ana. So again, if pasado ka dito, please pagpa-register na ha para hindi sayang ang vote mo and makadagdag ka sa changes sa Philippines by next election. So ngayon pa lang asikasuhan na imuhang COMELEC. And ang last class, ang powers ng president. Kaya wag niyo awayin si BBM, grabe nag-power. Ang pinakauna, power of appointment. The president appoints members of the constitutional commissions, ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls or officers of the AFP. Now, class, dito sa power of appointment, once ma-elect na ang president, may karapatan siyang mamili kung sino yung makakasama niya sa kanyang gabinete. Pero if ever wala talagang mapili, that's the time papasok na ang commission on appointment para sila yung mamili kung sino yung qualified na maging under this department. So kung na-remember ninyo class, di ba kay Duterte before, okay, maglagot naman mo kay BBM, Duterte na lang. Di ba kay Duterte, gipang-appoint sila Bato, isa pa to, gipang-appoint na sila Beriones. So that's the power of appointment. And ang pinaka-last, meron siyang power of executive clemency. Meron siyang power na mag-grant ng reprieves, ng pardon, ng commutation, and ng amnesty. Sige guys, ito yung last natin na i-topic tonight na lang. Namugo na yung video ng saan siya? Sociology. Yung video na siya kay pati sa face-to-face, di ba makaya? So pag sinabi nating pardon, it is clue, act of grace. Basahan sa nako ha. Proceeding from the president that exempts the individual on whom it is bestowed from the punishment the law inflicts for a crime he has committed or the person is already convicted. Medyo mahaba, summarize natin. Pag sinabi nating pardon, highlight, act of grace. Again, pag pardon, act of grace. And usually guys, ang pardon, binibigay the moment convicted ang tao. Ano yung convicted? Guilty talaga siya. Next, ang pardon, binibigay individually and usually sa mga common tao yung walang possession sa government. Balikan ko in summary. Pag pardon, act of grace. Next, binibigay siya sa person na convicted na, in short, guilty na. Next, binibigay individually per person and then usually sa common tao yung mga hindi part ng government. Example, what if may nakulong because of murder and then convicted siya, guilty siya sa murder. Pero ang edad niya umabot na ng 80, 85, 90, 95. So ang president, may power siyang bigyan yan siya ng pardon because of his age. Yan ang point guys ng pardon. Kaya ang siya tinawag na act of grace. Bakit ma'am? Kasi kahit na may kasalanan siya, Kahit na guilty talaga siya, pinatawad na siya. Hindi lang siya pinatawad, binigyan pa siya ng karapatan balik. That's pardon. Again ha, pardon, individual. Next, pag grupo guys, like mga MPA good, ang tawag dyan is amnesty. Pag amnesty, highlight mo na guys, act of mercy. Again, act of mercy. Again, act of mercy. From the President, with the consent of the Congress, granted to certain classes or groups of persons who have committed political crimes. Highlight guys, ito yung common sa board exam. Rebellion, sedition, kudeta. Takop di etat ha, kudeta. Rebellion. Next, sedition, or against ka sa government. Next, kudeta. Ma'am, ano yung amnesty? When we say amnesty, guys, hindi talaga siya technically convicted. Pero, since sumuko sila or sumuko siya, pinatawad na lang ng government. And usually, pag amnesty, hindi yan basta-basta maibigay ng president. Maibibigay ang amnesty kung tahay, si president ni okay, pero needed pa yan siya ng consent ng Congress. Unlike kanina guys sa pardon, si pardon automatically mabigay ng president even without the Congress. Pero si amnesty, maibibigay yan siya pag may consent ng Congress kasi ang cases nila guys more on against manggod sa government. More on war manggod, naga-rebellion, sedition, and then kudeta. So ang i-remember nyo lang guys is this. Pag individual, tapos common tao, pardon. Si president lang diretsyo. Pero pag grupo sila or mga nasa government or mga against sa gobyerno nagrebelde, ang tawag dyan guys ay amnesty. Pero hindi maibibigay pag walang consent ng Congress. Again, need of consent, amnesty. Sample. Tingnan sa questions yung handouts. Which form of clemency did former Philippine President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo grant to former President Joseph Estrada in 2007 ang clue exempting him from serving his life sentence and allowing him to regain his civil and political rights? Question, class. Individual ba ni? Yes. Next question. Guilty ba dyan si Estrada? Yes. Next question. Even guilty siya, gibalik ba yung rights? Yes. So, ang tawag dito guys, kung sa may tawag aning kay Estrada, individual, tapos di na siya member sa government ha, kay former president siya, then binalik ang rights niya. Ano ito siya? Okay, very good. This is pardon. So, pag individual guys, mabigay agad-agad ng president, common tao, pardon. Pero pag grupo yan sila, lalo na mga NPA nagrebelde, amnesty. Example, what type of clemency did President Benigno Aquino III grant in 2010 to members of AFP and PNP involved in coup attempts against the Arroyo administration grupo, covering specific groups of individuals who were charged with crimes related to clue, rebellion, or insurrection? So guys, may rebellion, may insurrection against the government, grupo, PNP, AFP. Ano ito siya? Amnesty. So pag individual, pardon. Pag amnesty, grupo, pero needed o consent sa Congress. Pero, pag sinabi nating reprieve, gipostpone ang sentence. Example, papatayin ka by December 25, pero gipostpone muna ang December 25 para makagather ka pa ng enough evidences. Ang tawag dyan, reprieve. Pero pag nibaba dyan imong case, ang tawag dyan guys ay commutation. Gi-reduce. Commutation. Again, pag na-reduce guys, ang tawag dyan ay commutation. Pag i-postpone, reprieve. Pag i-reduce, commutation. Postpone, reprieve. Reduce, commutation. Now, tingnan ito guys. Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Tingnan niya ang question. Sige daw, kanang 2015. Feeling ninyo class. Unsa na siya? Sorry. Sige, in 2015, which form of clemency did the Philippine government secure for Mary Jane Veloso, a Filipino woman sentenced to death in Indonesia for drug trafficking, allowing for additional time to investigate and gather evidence regarding her case. Ang point dito guys sentence to death pero additional time to investigate. Ano ito siya? Ito yung reprieve. Gipostpone lang para makagather pa ng evidences. Pero pa 10 years, naging 5 years na lang, ang tawag dyan, commutation. What type of clemency did former President Joseph Estrada grant in 1999? Ang clue, reducing the severity of punishment for 30 inmates on death row, allowing them to serve life sentence instead of facing execution. So instead na papatayin, reclusion perpetua na lang guys, forever makulong. Ang tawag dito is, very good, that is commutation. So balikan ko, pag individual, usually guys, common tao, pardon, president diretso. Pero pag grupo, tapos rebelde sa gobyerno, tapos president with consent sa Congress, answer amnesty. Pero pag ipa-extend lang siya para makagather ng evidences pa, tawag reprieve. Pero pag na-reduce talaga siya, example for 10 years, naging 5 years na lang, ang tawag doon ay commutation. So yan yung mga powers ng government. And guys, mag-send ako ng Google form nandoon lahat guys, yung mga questions and videos, pati yung kanta sa kanang Philippine presidents. So palakpakan ang self ninyo guys. Congratulations. So asa may mong gusto dito reprieve or commutation? Or di jud makulong? Okay, so guys, palakpakan ang inyong mga sarili. Congratulations for a job well done. Tomorrow, early na po, ang iba na pa'y mga major ship. So laban lang dyan guys, kay gipili man ninyo